That's right.
Nice and
Don
healthy.
just chugged a bit of syrup from McDonald's to get us started here today.
Don is playing fucking chasers with his fucking pancakes and syrup.
He literally turns up in a shirt for this ceremony.
I'm ready.
You know. This is it. By the way, spoiler alert, this is an awards show. This is the Hot Tag Reviews version of the Dundies, the Oscars, the Kanahiras, the Banksy's global fucking Black Country Award ceremony. Who knows?
Yeah.
All the politics, all the drama, all the gimmicks.
He got it. He didn't get it in the right order, but he got it.
It doesn't
fucking matter. You heard him here first. I've just noticed that I'm not dressed for the occasion. So hit that intro music and I'll be back. Welcome back.
Nice suit.
Welcome back.
Sir.
Yeah, nice jacket indeed. This is the host jacket, I suppose. I'll give you some categories and we'll go through some stuff. But to explain to our wonderful viewers who have been on this incredible journey of 1996 with us, spoiler alert, 1990. Spoiler alert, that's the wrong year.
Rob Campbell's jumped in the DeLorean and he's gone back too far.
I pressed the wrong year, lads. I'm sorry. I pressed the wrong year. So 1997, we've watched 4 WCW tragic pay-per-views and we've watched 4 WWF equally as not tragic pay-per-views. And we're going to look through some categories and we're going to give our individual opinions on the worst show, the best show, the loser award,
best tag team,
the new sensation. There you go. He's shouting them all out.
All sorts.
And let's see if you agree or disagree. Whatever you think, leave us a comment. Like, share, and subscribe all of the gimmicks on social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And check us out on YouTube because that's where you'll find this video. Spoiler alert there. Yeah. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with the spoiler alert that we gave in the last show. So if you did tune in and watch our release of
Revenge of the Taker.
I haven't got that down. I haven't got that down written as the best show, to be completely honest. So something's gone wrong.
I think that was technical difficulties then you jumped.
Yep. I didn't update it because we changed the format of this thing. So, yes, the best show goes to...
There's no point with the drum roll. We've already spoiled it.
WWF In Your House, Revenge of the Taker. I think we pretty much summed it up on the last show, but we'll quickly go through it. My thoughts are 5 matches, pretty solid. And that's probably where it comes out at our average star award at just over 2 stars.
Yeah. I think Mark said it in the review. Everything went in with a story. So it wasn't like, what the fuck's this? It was in there. So you can't argue with that. Plus Austin keep calling people jackasses was a particular highlight of the entire show.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was like, obviously, this was like the Austin that we know and the Austin that we like. It was the start of it, and took Mankind in there with a really good storyline.
Yeah,
you got the Paul Bearer and the Undertaker being burnt on his face, and
Ahmed Johnson for the running.
Yeah,
I think the torch, which seemed to be a 2x4. Yeah,
you think he passes instead of the torch? It's a knee pad. And that's why Rock's so quick to get rid of it when he starts doing the people's elbow.
Mate, that's a good theory. That is an absolutely good theory. He's passed him an elbow pad and he's trying to chuck it off every fucking time, every chance he gets. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
It's all working out now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all making sense.
This is actually the award. I've just figured out what we could call this. We could call this the Techies. As in,
Techies.
It's short for technical difficulties, but I think the Dickies isn't really a good name.
Some of these people are dickies, so let's move on to the best show. So
I was actually looking for a bow tie for this. I couldn't find one.
Couldn't find it. You did find a dead good shirt though. So
I have though, yeah.
And can I give?
Do you mind giving us a 12?
Yeah.
You will see my shorts, but you get like the full gimmick of it.
We can live with that.
Check that shit out.
It's a pretty decent shirt, right?
Yeah, and
shout out to Poundland.
Extra brownies, extra brownie and kudo points to doing the top button as well.
Yeah.
I have to purposely buy like a 2XL just because I can't fit my fat neck into a normal size shirt.
Hey, some of us just buy 2XL because, you know, that's our life.
I wish I could fucking button up one button on a 3XL shirt nowadays, kid.
So, not final four, Revenge of the Taker, best show of the year so far. We go over to the worst show of the year, leading in from that. Do we have any thoughts on what it is before I reveal?
The worst show would have to be the WCW spectacle of the NWO sold out. It would have to be.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we've got. I think other than one match that was any good on the show.
Yeah.
That ladder match.
Yeah. Eddie and Six, yeah.
It was dog shit.
Yeah.
Loser. You are absolutely correct. It is WCW presenting NWO sold out. The January pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view that we watched this year, happens to be the worst one so far. So yes, that is it. So that's the ones that are predetermined by our
averages,
our rating system, up until later on when we get on to the best match. But we go into some of our other awards that we're just going to nominate people for where they're tracking so far after the first 4 months of the year. And we are going to start off with our loser award. So, yeah, what is a loser? It's exactly what it says on the tin. My loser award so far is going to none other than Mongo.
Oh,
too soon. Yeah,
strong. It's strong. He's a strong contender. I'm going to throw a bit of an outsider in there, and not Scott Hall or Kevin Nash. I'm going to nominate Johnny Grunge of Public Enemy. That's my loser so far.
Just a one of them.
It's one or the other. We're not doing tag teams that way.
Nope.
Because otherwise, Jarrett gets pulled down by Mongo.
Yeah, but
so no, it's one person loser, not
Mongo
losers.
and Jarrett have had a singles match during this period of time as well. So
yeah, that's likely that Mongo pulled down Jarrett.
Yeah, correct.
My loser of the first 4 pay-per-views of WCW and WWF is none other than my mate Ahmed Johnson.
That's an absolute.
That was a shout. That was an absolute that was going to be obvious.
It was obvious.
It's out of order.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
He's out of order.
This is the new sensation of 1996, Mart.
Yeah,
he's shitting it all over him. Like I don't think it's fair.
What, we're reviewing
because he's living 97? In the past. Is it because he's living in the past? It pisses
we're reviewing 97. He had his chance. He had his chance to cut his promo on the WWF Attitude Game. Fuck that. He had his chance to fucking get himself over. You know, in terms of like being a regular, having to fucking jump on the tailcoats of Legion of Doom and the Road Warriors. He fucked that up. He had the fucking shittest fucking like rivalry for Rook and the Nation, because that was shit. So he fucked that up. He can't even put his fucking gear on properly. He puts extra on because he ain't fucking clever enough. Yeah.
The problem is, Mark, this is the problem with you putting Ahmed Johnson as the loser. Because of your hatred towards the man, you've put him over. You've done the exact opposite thing that you've intended to do.
Yeah.
So you have actually sort of, if anything, you've endorsed him.
And the
rage.
You know, there is an actual T-shirt. There's a Hot Tag Reviews T-shirt of my man Ahmed Johnson in your guys' gear with the shoulder pads and the shoulder
LOD gimmicks,
football LOD gimmicks in the spiky red and black. What a guy! What a guy!
And what does it say just behind the visage of Mr. Johnson?
It says, "You're going down."
And just remember, when shows open back up, we'll know your fans if we hear people chanting "You're going down." Let's get that over.
I'm going to win this bet. I am going to win this bet.
But the only way that I will believe it gets over is if I can visually see it. So if I can see people wearing "You're going down."
No, let's get this trending at all shows. I want this to overtake the one full bullshit.
Anybody can say 3 words. It takes a true supporter, takes a true believer of this new sensation
to get it tattooed on your chest.
To get tattooed on your chest. Yeah.
That should be the loser.
Give me 6 months. Give me 6 months when wrestling shows begin. That's all I ask.
Okay.
You two need to actually come up with some sort of if it doesn't happen, there's a loser.
Like an Impractical Jokers, like.
I want to see that happen. I think
maybe the boys from Impractical Jokers can give us the forfeit. Maybe they can. They love wrestling. Maybe they'll check this out one day and go, yeah, I agree. We should sort the forfeit out for these lads.
Just as a name for the awards, can we rename it to the Larrys?
I mean,
I think that's actually a strong name.
Welcome to the Larrys.
This is the Larrys.
Sponsored by Technical Difficulties.
Hopefully, Impractical Jokers as well. Hook us up, boys.
So, do you agree with any of ours? Is it Mongo, Ahmed Johnson, or Johnny Grunge for you? Or is it someone else? Leave it somewhere that we can read. We move on from that award to the worst gimmick award. Oh, there's a lot of them. There is a lot of them. And I am going to upset you a little bit, Mark, and mainly because you've just upset me. So I
know exactly what you're going to say.
Go on then.
No, it's only because you told me, but go on.
Spoiler alert. Mortis. It is Mortis for me. And the reason for this is because it just weren't done right. The gimmick was set up to fail, in my opinion. As I explained in the pay-per-view review where he was on. He hasn't been on since, he hasn't been back, so it went extremely well.
I must say, the blood ran cold in that feud.
Exactly.
Ran cold.
Ice cold.
Sub-Zero, some have said.
As some would say.
But for copyright reasons, it wasn't. Just get that clear.
Done.
I think in hindsight, it's got to be Henry O'Godwin. I'm not going with the obvious one because apparently
tag teams here at this point.
No, I never understood the whole concept of they're pig farmers. Fuck it, we'll do some wrestling. It's a stupid gimmick.
I get it though. Finis is in your top 5, so I understand why you haven't picked him.
There you go.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah,
the icon who goes around calling himself an icon, Sting, got his finishing fucking move from Naked Minion. That
motherfucker. Look, we've all got people we hate, and I'm not going into why mine's justified.
Poor Henry O'Godwin during the short.
I've got to go with the pig farmers.
That's fine. And
that's mine
Martin.
Personally.
Mine is Flash Funk.
Oh, okay.
Bit of a dark horse there, and we always overlook him.
I get the talent. I get, he's a good worker and all that sort of stuff. But this is the category for gimmicks.
Yeah,
and that gimmick was fucking dire. It was diarrhea.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
it's fair. You can't actually deny that at all, can you?
No.
Not denying his talent at all.
No. Too cold still.
Strictly as.
Yeah.
Same way as like Rob's put Mortis.
Yeah.
The gimmick, yes. Chris Canyon, no.
There you go.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Henry O'Godwin, for both reasons, yes. But there's always going to be an outlier.
Southern Justice.
I got brought up, but we'll talk about that.
Only a little bit. Maybe when they was wrestling nuns in some fucking train station somewhere. Nice. What's
that
on the board tonight?
That
anyway?
went in.
That's it.
Oh yeah. So this is.
To be fair, we didn't even introduce ourselves.
No,
By the way, welcome to the awards.
No, we haven't.
It's the Larrys. I'm Rob Campbell, alongside.
I am Martin Holland.
And I'm Daniel. Don't give your 4-year-old nephew marker pens on your gimmick board. Cornfield.
Yeah, fair.
I have
fair
to keep it up. I had to keep it up. He was like, "Don't get rid of my name." I was like,
Yeah, shit all over your whiteboard there.
Yeah.
Also, Mark, you didn't announce yourself as job number 2. I'm disappointed.
I didn't I?
No, you didn't.
No,
You just said Martin
you
Holland.
just went on Martin Holland. I mean, who are you?
He's living the gimmick. He's living the gimmick.
What's this all about?
Start again. No, I'm joking.
We ain't got time for that. We're on to the next one. We're going straight in with the worst match. So this is this is the worst match award. It's not based on our averages. It is literally what we think the worst matches that we've seen so far. I am going with Roddy Piper versus Hulk Hogan for the WCW Championship at Super Brawl.
Well, no, it wasn't, but
this strong nominee.
Strong nominee. Mark?
So I'm going with surprise. You're not going to like it here, though. It is the Chicago Street Fight.
Okay.
The Legion of Doom and my man Ahmed against the Nation. The reason being is because it's
I get it.
Yeah, it's just so haunting me that it just seems like it reminds me of an independent show where everybody's not talked to each other. They've all just been sitting having a beer, and they're all like, we're on with you, yeah, we're on about 15 minutes, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do? Anything in particular, or no? What's a finish? I don't know.
It looks like you've got experience in this.
Maybe. It just haunts me. That type of match haunts me.
You've been there, haven't you?
Nobody's got a fucking Scooby do what's going on. You're trying to make it something and it's nothing, and there's whatever. Best part about that match was when he hawked the ropes and the wood flew up in the air and he caught it. What a guy!
Yeah, I was going to say that was pretty pimp.
Apart from that, it was just absolutely pointless.
10 stars.
And they made a mess. They made a right fucking mess of everything. So
they literally did before the main event as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like Brett and fucking Austin had like piss blood all over the place. Like Chicago was covered in blood, and then they come out and covered it in fire extinguisher and baking powder and anything else that they could get hold of. It was not pretty. That's for sure. Get your "You're Going Down" t-shirt. Available on all 3 of our social media platforms. DM us. It's £13 for the t-shirt, and postage and packaging is included within that price. Thank you very much. Don, what is yours?
Okay, so for my pick, I'm going back to the first show we covered from WWF, which was the Rumble. Okay. And I'm going for the AAA 6-man.
Yeah. Wow. That surprises me coming from you.
You know what? Yeah. Personally, I think it was the wrong crowd to put that in front of. They could not give a shit, the crowd. And of the entire match, there was, watching it back, being very critical, there was maybe 2 workers there to work. The rest were there for a paycheck. And, I think hindsight's made me look on it a bit more critically. So I'm going to go with the AAA 6-man from Rumble.
Okie dokie. That is a surprise, but good justification. It was an awful match, that is for sure. We're going to go on to our next category right now.
Also, before we start, so fans are going to vote on the ones where we're going to have different opinions.
Oh, I mean, we have different opinions on pretty much everything so far.
It's not really an award though if we don't say who's won it.
Oh, but no one's won it so far. This is a check-in point.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, this is after the first, 4 shows for each pay-per-view. We're going, this is who we think's tracking for that award.
Oh, okay. Right. That's fair then. Okay.
If somebody appears multiple times...
I need to explain shit to this guy like 30 times.
I'm the audience. Explain things to us.
I sent him a photo earlier of here's all the categories that we're doing tonight, Don. And then just before we started recording this, he went, so what are the categories? Technical difficulties.
Wouldn't be the Larrys without them.
I'm having a rant and I froze. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
I am fuming. Absolutely fuming. Just get your fucking shit in order, pal. Anyway, on to the most underrated wrestler so far from these 4 shows now. Nice pop of the can. I like that.
Got to drink that matchless shirt. Look at that shit. Can't see it. John Cena, the shit out of that.
The reason that I'm going for this individual is I'm not sure why he's not been on a show since January. But that to me makes him the most underrated performer so far. And that is the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Y2J Chris Jericho.
Okay. Strong. I think mine's like you're gonna know mine. It's JEFF JARRET.
I'm so glad you could spell that.
I had to think. Honestly, he sang that, and I don't give a fuck.
No, he fucking didn't.
He did. He ultimately sang it. He still does to this day.
He does this. He does now. He does
sing. I think time proved that point. He's dependable.
Don's throws.
He can. Yeah, technical.
The Larrys. He's brilliant.
But he's always he'll put on the best match he can with the person he's got, and he will bring something out of everyone. And I think as an underrated wrestler, that's what an underrated wrestler does. He makes every wrestler he works with look better. And he has to work with Mongo.
He done off.
So I'm going with Jarrett. Jarrett for days.
Fair dues. That's another strong pick. And Martin.
And as well, this is the first time of the night. I actually went with Chris Jericho as well.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Same reasons, different reasons.
Purely for the same type of reason. Jericho in '97, like from what we've seen, he's been pretty solid. He's been pretty over. He's been pretty good. Strong, and I think he done well in the against the Japanese guy?
Masahiro Chono.
Yeah, and in the first pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And like you say, where's he been since? And
where's he been since?
Yeah.
We're sitting through Prince Ikea.
Yeah.
No, but he's the most improved wrestler.
Is he?
For real?
According to WCW, he was. According to fucking Bobby Heenan.
Mate, when you're scraping the barrel, they fucking are, is he?
Exactly.
Not in WCW, it's not.
We move on swiftly and we go to high flyer. So we're going to have a few different categories here of wrestling styles, and we're starting with a high flyer. So for me, the most exciting high flyer to watch so far has been Rey Mysterio.
You can't beat it. You can't argue that. There's been high flyers on the show, and as we go on, there will be a few more that pop up, but Rey Mysterio Jr. has to be.
See, I was on the fence.
This, or go on, yeah.
I was on the fence between Rey Mysterio and another guy, but
okay,
it wasn't Rey Mysterio I went with, but it was Eddie.
Okay.
He's had a ladder match. He's had a few big spots in them and stuff. So I'll get where you're coming from, but I've got to put my guy in there somewhere.
Yeah, fair. I mean, if I was going to be like overly, like if I was going to pick like a complete outsider, I'd pick Mero. But I don't think we've watched him yet. I think we've watched him once this year.
Just against Leaf Cassidy.
Yeah.
At Final Four. That's the only time we've seen him work. I don't even think he was on the Mania card.
No, but he does hit a beautiful shooting star press.
Absolutely. Yeah. So does Flash Funk.
Actually, I'm changing my answer. Mark Mero.
Okay.
Wildman. I'm going with Wildman.
Fuck you know.
As you can see, Don has not put any preparation into this whatsoever.
I put more preparation going to the shop and buying a shirt.
Literally went to Poundland, picked up a shirt, and he's turned up.
I did it like the Oscars.
This is what we deal with every Monday night, folks. On to the next category. We are looking at the best brawler so far this year. I think Revenge of the Taker really made my mind up, if I'm completely honest. It is a WWF person that I'm going for, considering the majority of the brawling style matches and no DQ matches and so on and so forth have been on WCW. Kevin Sutherland was never going to make the cut. So yeah, I'm going with your boy, Mark. I'm going with Mankind, Mick Foley.
Nice. Nice.
Indeed.
My brawler.
Shout out to Kevin.
My brawler
Dr. Cosner
is a WWF guy as well.
Okay.
And my brawler is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
I know he's been known for being a brawler. It's an obvious choice. But I think a few of his matches have been, especially with Bret Hart, literally like brawling.
Yeah.
There's no sort of technicality come to it. You know, there was some stuff in the Final Four and there was in the Rumble as well. You know, just stomping mud holes, all that sort of stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely. And Mark, on your point there, the only thing that literally swung it for me is the match that Mankind put together with The Undertaker at Revenge of the Taker. Before that show, if we did it after the third show, Austin was my person to. Yeah.
There's time for Mankind. There's time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
There is.
Yeah, of course there is. Loads of time.
I'm going to say WCW does have a lot more of the brawling style, and you would think that my pick would actually be a WCW guy, but for the same reason that Rob had, I'm actually going to go with Taker.
Okay.
Because Taker, especially at this point in his career, he's starting to, especially when he goes up, when he starts letting punches fly on Mankind in the corner, they look, it's him or Vader for me.
Yeah, Taker kicked the fuck out of Vader, didn't he? So,
and that was and I mean, we saw an amazing ref bump in that match as well at the end. At the Rumble. So I'm going to go with Taker.
Nice.
This is my call.
We've
all gone WWF.
Look at that for a triple threat match, though. Mankind, Taker, Austin.
And an Austin. Oh,
wow.
Book it, Vince.
That sounds good.
Book it 20 years ago. Can't do it nowadays. It's going to be a bit of a weird one.
We move on to our last category of the year. Of the wrestling style portion of this Larry Award, sponsored by Technical Difficulties, and we're looking at technical wrestlers. Funny enough, so I have gone with the man who I think has been the most consistent performer when it comes to WCW. And I think that man is none other than Dean Malenko.
Nice.
Can I just say I had exactly the same day as well?
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm going to be honest. I want to say William Regal because I love William Regal, but if I'm being honest, it has to be Malenko.
He's had a good few matches and he's been good in every single one.
And that's versus Regal's.
He's been consistently good.
And versus Regal's one match right so far.
In fairness, he was working with IKEA. He was working with IKEA.
And I'm not.
And we've all tried to put them wardrobes together. I mean, they're a fucker.
Yeah, Wayfair don't make it easy either. This desk is proof of that as the camera shakes as I tap the desk.
When this desks are knocking, don't come rocking.
And that's right. I'm drinking water tonight, guys, because I am still pretty fucked from the weekend, and it's Bank Holiday Monday right now when we're recording this. And I drank a lot of whiskey Saturday.
I thought you was on the Heenan gimmick. Yes, it's definitely water. And
it's definitely water.
I love the fact as well. Can I just say that it looks like that picture is a monitor of a CCTV.
And then Michael's popped up like, hey, how you doing? Want to play?
All you need to do in the bottom corner, just put like a timestamp.
Yeah,
nice.
That's all you need to do with that. That's beautiful.
It looks like that's what it looks like for me.
That's beautiful, Mark. That is genuine.
That's a good shout. That's a good shout. Also, The Rock lives on your shelf. Never forget.
Also, happy birthday for The Rock for yesterday. 49.
Shit, yeah. You know, what a legend.
He's 49, dude. Look at him.
And yeah, what? We've got hope. We have hope.
No, we don't, but we can lie to ourselves.
If he can look like that at 49, why can't we, right?
I'll probably look like I'm in the grave because I'll be dead by then.
We need to drink some more tequila, boys, that's why.
That's right.
Right, neck off a bottle each.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we'll be speeding up the death process.
That's the key.
To do that.
So, mentioning The Rock, obviously, The Rock was listed as the WWF's new sensation of 1997. by the World Wrestling Federation on their version of this, the Slammy Awards. This is ours, the Larrys, and we're looking at our new sensation of 1997. So who do we think is going to be the new sensation of 1997? Based on the last 4 events so far that we've watched, again, surprisingly maybe for some, I'm going for a WCW wrestler. And I have gone with Eddie Guerrero.
Strong.
Nice.
With this, is this because we know in hindsight, or just from what we've seen in these?
No,
shows?
just from what we've seen. Yeah, okay. We're at 4 matches in. Eddie's been in 3 shows and put on a solid match in each one, and he's only missed the last one due to injury. So I'd be a bit out of order if I left him out.
Okay, that's fair shout.
Thanks.
Mark?
It's a funny one, ain't it, really? Because obviously I wanted to pick The Rock, because not in hindsight, but in terms of the way I think he's developed over the course of the year. Yeah. Obviously Intercontinental champ, and I think he's, even though he's not at the stage where we know him as, he was slowly getting there. So you can see that he had something about him at this point, 4 months in. So I want to say The Rock, but I don't want to say it because it's obvious choice, because he was the actual sensation anyway. Okay. But
I'll just delete that, what I've typed on the spreadsheet, no worries.
Yeah. He's like down the garden after working, your brother.
Yeah, it's a fake finish, that was.
that was a false finish. He kicked out at fucking 2.9.
Kevin Sutherland booking that for you, Mark, over there.
Literally.
20
but based on, obviously, I think, obviously, it's not a new character, but it is. But I think Mankind.
Wrong.
I know, obviously, Cactus Jack McFarlane's been around for a while, but this is obviously where he's the performance he put on against Undertaker, the storylines building up to it. That's where I think at that point. Mankind. He only come in 96 as well, so
yeah, literally the day after WrestleMania 12 was his debut. So we're talking, a year and a month in WWF as this character Mankind, and now it's really, really, really starting to develop. And don't get me wrong, in 96 he obviously had a standout rivalry with the Undertaker to begin with, and he then had a fantastic World Wrestling Federation Championship match at Mind Games with Shawn Michaels. And he's just he was a bit stagnant, really. I mean, Mania because of that card shuffle, because some cunt lost his smile, he's forced into a tag team championship match with Vader against Bulldog and Owen, when realistically you would have probably seen Bulldog and Owen against each other. The way that it was being set up. And then obviously they went, oh, hold on a minute. Bret's turning heel. Oh, let's keep them all together. But yeah, Mankind at this point, compared to The Rock, like you say, has a lot more time in terms of character development. And he's having a really strong year so far, absolutely. Other than that tag match that I mentioned at Mania.
I think
even that was good in the stuff he did in that match.
Yeah, 100%.
He had a good match with what he was given. So,
and I think like something we never covered on the show, but after Revenge of Taker, Mark was talking about a promo that was on the Raw, and we watched it so we had context, and that was showing some more depth to the character. That it wasn't just like, oh, this is what Vince wanted me to do. This is probably the man as well.
And that's it as well, Annie, because we're obviously looking at pay-per-views. There's obviously a lot more. There's 3 or 4 Raws that go into it, or Nitros that build the whole of the story up as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we overlook that stuff. Sometimes we do overlook that and just look at the main events.
Exactly.
100%.
But yeah. My pick, my team obvious in hindsight, but I'm going on literally what I've seen. And especially in the last 2 of his matches, he's really shown something, like as in what's going to happen. Stone Cold Steve Austin. The feud he's having with Hart and the attitude he's got, you can tell there's money going to be there.
Yeah.
And he's proving that. And in fairness, it's not like, oh, he's just a really good character. The matches he's put on, the quality of the matches. I
think that the new sensation
even the Fatal 4 match.
Yeah, I think the new sensation comes with how much buzz the creates as well. The fans, and how much people are talking about them, signs, t-shirts, blah blah blah. that's where it's a new sensation. Like it's a new thing. It's a new a trend. You know, it's something different.
A wagon wheel.
Yeah, and I think you're probably right there. Yeah, good rumble.
That's wagon wheel.
Sponsored by Wagon Wheel to Larry's.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Like
fair enough. Again, you know, I'd book that triple threat match as well. God rest Eddie, obviously, but you know,
haven't they done? No, they did that 4-way at WrestleMania, didn't they? No, they don't think so. Sorry, I'm booking stuff in my head now. Let it go.
You're thinking of that China porn now, where she had all the wrestlers in the ring.
Again, Don, we thank you for being here.
Austin was in it. Rock was in it. Yes, they were. We get 1,000. If we get 1,000 subscribers, we will be reviewing that porno. I haven't spoke about this with the lads yet, so this is me asking right now. Midway in the Larrys.
I'm trying to host a fucking Larry's here, man.
This is going as well as the Oscars. I'm just saying it now.
I don't care. It's my last fucking time. It ain't my fault all your friends are paedophiles. So
that was a good impression, actually. That was spot on.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Now and again, I do try. Murder.
Didn't know you could do fucking Gervais. I was impressed.
Right then, so we move on to some of our not so front of house staff, shall we say. So I will digress and go on to the referee of the year so far.
Ooh.
So who's been the best male, female? I don't think there's a female ref at this time. No. There is now, obviously, but back then, unfortunately, there wasn't, other than special guest referees. So who is the best male in a striped shirt or a blue shirt with a dicky bow? I've gone for a striped shirt, motherfucker. Purely because he's main event. He's the main event when he's the referee. That he's the man, and you know it's becoming more of a common joke with the bumps that he takes in said matches. But it's Baby Earl Hebner for me, darling. That's it. Dave's out back selling the merch. Earl's up front taking the bumps.
Do they class as? Can you put them as a vote together because you don't know which one's which?
Well, Martin fucking doesn't, but I do.
Can you call that? Like, seriously, you can tell the difference.
Of course I can.
Mate,
Dave's fatter.
Yeah, because he's in
no
the
offense,
back
Dave.
Eating burgers while he's fucking...
Yeah, we used to have the and Jericho didn't still have difference.
Oh.
Dave, Earl, Dave.
That's true. That is true. I'll give you that.
Royal Rumble 2000
shout out to that one. What an event. The only event that we've been able to sit in a room together thanks to COVID.
We will be sorting that as soon as we can.
I don't know. I like this Zoom gimmick. Anyway.
We'll switch between the two. We can switch it up.
Earl Hebner, he's mine.
Oh.
Mark, let's go with you.
My obvious choice was one guy, but I'm going to go with another guy. I'm going to go with Ned Flanders.
Mark Curtis, class.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with the Jurassic Park dad. Purely because if you watch his matches that he refs, he's fucking
gone. He's well into it. But don't you remember though when he got down to counter pin on a powerbomb, and I can't remember who was wrestling, but the geezer who did the powerbomb picked him back up for another one, and Mark Curtis, because he was on the floor ready to start counting, he just looked up at him and he went, "You doing?" And then he looked at the crowd and went,
"This was the 8-man
WCW,
the 8-man lucha match, and I think Conan hits 2 power bombs."
Plus as well,
yeah, that fucking shit show. I forgot about that.
I think that
plus as well, wasn't he the ref for the DDP Savage
match?
And
he got annihilated.
He got literally Savage just picked him up by his belt and threw him at the fucking ring and kicked him and everything.
He started corpsing and then sent for the man.
And I'm gonna say that Mark Curtis, other than And to be fair, actually, he might be on par with Nick Patrick for the amount of matches that he's refereed over these last 4 months. Nick Patrick obviously done one whole pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But since then, he's only refereed one match.
Nick Patrick was my other guy because of the storylines, because of what he's been involved in.
And Don?
And that is the reason why I'm going with Nick Patrick. He's the only ref.
Literally giving him all his answers.
No, because I actually was thinking of like who do I think of? Like who's been like the sort of MVP of the refs? And Nick Patrick seems to be the one.
I was going to give Nick Patrick as well because of the backstage background.
I'm
not going to lie. I was doing it for no.
Where's the entrance way?
No sleeves.
Oh yeah, the entrance way. I can't find it. Oh yeah, Liz. You don't mind me bringing the women, right, Liz? Sure. Oh, I like that. Oh yeah, cream rises to the top.
Impromptu Macho Man Randy Savage.
I feel like I need to hear a song now.
I like to think at any one point Mart has something lined up ready. I always like to think that, whether that's true or not.
This is the Larrys, and anything can happen at the Larrys. We're going
except
to
technical difficulties not happening. That's the only thing that's a guarantee.
We're going to our next segment, which is for the backstage interview person. So the backstage interviewer is who we're going for now. So I'll tell you where I'm at and who has done the most for me. And that is the man that not only sells the shit out of the hotline, but he manages to get involved and cut these promos very well. And he really does tell the story. And he's so aggressive at the heels. It's fantastic. And he demands answer from the faces as well. Don't be a pussy, Diamond Dallas Page. You fucking tell Randy Savage why he's a prick. So for me, it is the one, the only, Mean Gene Okerlund. Oh yeah, Mean Gene.
There is no other one for me.
Okay.
For that reason. And we had the interview with the Giants as well.
He's been there for some of the best promos, though.
Let me be calm. Let me be calm when I explain to you, Hogan.
Hey, but Gene was thinking, what the fuck are you on, pal?
Like, fuck off to the bayou and become Captain Insane, and we'll get this shit carrying on.
How old are you, buddy?
You legal age? No, it's got to be Mean Gene. It's got to be Mean Gene. I'd say as a close second, if WWF at this time had someone, I'd say Doc Hendricks.
Yeah, to be fair,
Doc's been getting up a lot.
That's what she said. But he outpips Todd Pettingill for me, Doc, at the minute. Yeah,
and that hurts me to say because I
hurts me too.
Like a bit of Todd. Do like a bit of Todd.
Why couldn't we have started with 96? Because this would be Todd Pettingill would win everything,
including he would actually,
including Wrestler of the Year. He'd win.
High five of the year for sure. High five of the year for sure.
With that mullet. So we got 2 left for the staff gimmicks. 3 actually, because I've left one out, but I'm going to add it in.
Okay.
Just because this is the Larrys and this is what we do.
A new challenger appears.
So I want to go with ring announcer at this point. And
I'll start this mic tonight.
No, ring announcer. Tonight. Ring announcer.
Okay. You know my answer.
Dave Pencer. Because
that's him accepting the award.
That is Dave couldn't be with us here today, but instead Don will accept it on his behalf.
That's why I dressed up.
To be honest with you, I am going to agree, and the reason that I'm going to agree with Dave Pencer is because you actually WCW give him the fucking airtime to speak. Yeah. I've been really disappointed with the WWF and giving their ring announcers any time to announce anybody. You sort of hear Howard Finkel for the first match, and then you don't see him or hear of him from the rest of the night unless there's a new champion to announce, and that's just not enough for me at the minute. So I'm going with Dave Pencer too. Michael Buffer, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, $250,000 at a time.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. The only one would be Michael Buffer, but Fuck him.
Fuck that guy.
I can't believe
you know why.
David
You know why.
Penzer is over.
You know why? Fuck
I love it.
Michael. You know why? Fuck that guy. Because Bruce, it's time. Fighting.
Oh. No, I will say
That was just to try and pop my brother in the other room, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if he popped at that, but
fighting out of the blue corner.
He can't hear you dickhead, but he'll probably pop when he's watching it on YouTube. Yeah, exactly.
He will when he listens to this. Shout out to you, Danny, number fan.
Nice. So we're going to go on to colour commentator. So this is not your main sort of commentator. This is the replay guy, the I'm going to take the piss out of Tom, Dick and Harry guy. And now I'll be honest, and you can do the same. I'll let you have some leeway here, but I could not pick one person. I had to pick two. And that's purely because of the way that they bounced off each other after the first time that we watched them together. Okay. So at Super Brawl, they were shitting on each other. They fucking hated one another. It was terrible. And then it's only got better since. So for me, it's the late, great Bobby the Brain Heenan and, of course, the same legend, Dusty Rhodes.
Also, yeah, both of you. To both of you.
Thanks for the entertainment, lads. I tell you, it's amazing. So, yeah, feel free to do something similar. Feel free to pick someone else. If you've got someone else down, do what you want. There's a bit of leeway here.
What?
Not the end of the year. I have to pick one at the end of the year.
I'm with Dusty. I'm on that boat.
You going with the insane Dusty commentary?
Yeah, I think the fact that he tries to, it's the way that he just tries to explain things that's only like makes sense in his own head sometimes. It's just crazy. But yeah, I agree with obviously bouncing off each other.
That's the best way I've ever heard it explained. He tries to make sense in his own head. And then somehow it comes out of his head and people
he
took a powder, brother. He took a powder. Remember when he called that? That was class.
Oh, he doesn't
inside jokes all the time.
Doesn't give a shit about kayfabe.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to go two for doing colours.
Okay.
Right. One's obvious.
Shall I write tonight then? Or?
I have to rip the shirt open. It's Mike tonight tattooed on my chest. The second one, I'm going to go a bit different.
Can you explain why for tonight, though, please?
I think tonight, of any of the commentators, WWF or WCW, he's genuinely got the most knowledge. He might not be the most charismatic, but especially when you're watching WCW and you start watching like the luchadors and the cruiserweights, you need someone there that actually knows what they're talking about and can actually call the moves. And that, for me, made me more of a fan.
I agree.
When I watched it. So that's why I love Mike Tenay. And plus, and it's later on, but he's working TNA, really got me into TNA as well. But yeah, I'll eternally will always go Mike Tenay. The second one, on the other hand, I've got to go Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Jerry Lawler's, if we were doing two right now, Jerry Lawler. I wouldn't
King's
say
definitely had a little bit more freedom since Mania, and that's evident, and that's coming through now.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work by the end of the year, but for me at least, Tenay and King.
Okay. And now we're on to the play-by-play announcer, so the main announcer of the commentary team, and. It's just, there's one name and one name only so far that comes to my head, and that's Jim Ross. Martin's nodding in agreement.
Can you say that though? Because I'd say Vince McMahon was the play-by-play there. No,
because it's his company, so he can say he. I think that's the problem. We all know who the real commentators were.
And the thing is, Jim Ross is too busy fixing Vince McMahon's commentary. And then trying to have banter with the King because that's the direction that he's been given.
Yeah.
And if I go off one show and one show only, which was Final Four, the one that didn't have Vince, that without a doubt has been the best commentary that we've heard this year so far.
I'm going to chuck Siobhan in there.
Oh, bit lucky Siobhan, I like it.
Yeah, again, because I believe that he tries to keep everybody together. Like when you got Dusty and fucking Bob the Brain in and giving it all.
Does a great job.
Yeah, like, trying to keep them all like fucking level-headed and all that sort of stuff, and keep it, professional and all that sort of stuff. I don't think he even tries like crack jokes and stuff. Like,
I don't think he needs to though.
No,
he does that now. He does that these days. But
back then,
he doesn't
I can't remember him doing it. Like Vince McMahon, like go and stuff and try and be funny in his own little fucking
he's
way.
McMannerisms, as it's called.
Like, McMannerisms. He had a whiskey without the ice.
What a guy!
Like that.
He's never eaten a burrito.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like, dickhead.
Pronouns, pal.
What a maneuver! Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone and Feud on.
I'm going to have to be honest. I can't pick between the two. Neither one of them stepped out from the other.
Okay.
Where the weakness of one has been the strength of the other, there's always been that it's balanced. So I'm going to have to say both.
Get off
the time being. I'm gonna have to be on the fence for this one. The splinters are gonna hurt, but hopefully by the time we next do this at the Larry's.
This is the problem though, Mart. I've given him a fence to sit on. But that's the only one that's the only one you're allowed on.
That's your veto, that is.
Commentators only for the time being.
Mm-hmm. We've got a choice of two with that.
There you go.
And no one else. There's no anyone else in the near future that is going to take that place.
That's our backstage staff gimmicks. We're going to move back into some of the most important ones, starting with the feud of the year. So, who do we think has been the feud of the year? For me, it might not again be the obvious choice that you'd expect from me. Like you probably all expect me to go Brett and Austin, but I'm going with the NWO versus WCW.
Nice.
No matter how I feel it's being delivered, because it's not being delivered as well as I expected it to. The story for me is the entire show. It's literally from start to finish. It's all about the NWO versus WCW, no matter what the show's been so far. So for it to take 4 pay-per-views, feud of the year, and I'm talking about the whole show, not just a segment, right? So, yeah, NWO versus WCW.
Okay. Mark?
I think I've got within that, obviously certain people out of NWO against certain people from WCW, but a personal feud. I don't think you can overlook, and I don't think there's any other person or people or feud that can compete, and it's got to be Savage DDP.
Was actually voted the feud of the year. Was actually PWI voted it the feud of the year that year, so that is strong. That is strong.
Purely as well because of that promo where you got fucking when he comes and cracks him on the head, and Savage.
That promo was like,
that was stuff. And Elizabeth had the Playboy or the magazine, and
naked celebrities.
That one.
It was good, man. It was good. He was. If you're hanging on every word, or you want to know what happens next or what they're going to say next, timing, delivering, each other over, they both worked for each other. Bang on.
I respect you, brother. Oh yeah. And
Don. Right, mine's a left field pick.
Okay.
I think this genuinely has been the driving force of the show. Whenever it's been on, it's been the driving force of the show. It's had so much emotion going in from at least one of the guys.
He ain't gonna do it.
From one of the guys, at least, has put so much emotion in. I think it shouldn't be understated. So the feud of the year so far for me is Martin Holland versus Ahmed Johnson.
Oh shit!
I'm going meta with my choice. I've gone meta.
You know what? I'm gonna let you have it. And the only reason I'm going to let you have it is because we're at this stage. Like, when we get to the final, I want a
there will be a
pick.
If I had to pick in the show, what we're reviewing,
stop.
Okay,
stop. You've done it now. You've said your piece. Let's move on.
Hold up, I'm getting called by a small man. Hello. Oh, hello. Do you want to come in and say hello? Yeah.
Hello. Hi.
So you can't hear you because I'm on headphones.
Who is Logan's feud of the year?
Okay, so Logan, the shows we've been reviewing so far.
What have I done to you?
Who do you think has been the best feud of the year? Who do you think's had the best matches against each other? You don't know.
You don't care.
No.
He doesn't.
Savage
This is
versus
the problem
DDP
with fans
well,
nowadays. This right here is the problem with fans nowadays.
He's definitely a Savage fan, ain't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Are you a Randy Savage fan? No.
So, getting to do. Oh yeah, Don. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like that. Please.
No.
Oh
No.
God.
No. All right.
Okay.
Then. All right. Then.
Are you going to give me a hug before you go to bed?
Listen.
Bye.
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 Bye, Logan.
Tell him well done for the drawing as well.
Well done for the drawing.
Yeah,
by
good
the way,
drawing.
Like what you've drawn.
Good
like your
drawing. Good drawing.
So, they have seen your drawing, yeah. It's right there, Logan.
Go on then, Hoppy. See you later.
It's just like
They,
skipping a jump out. But
Go,
see you
go
later.
on. Go quick.
Go on.
I've got his legs in front of the door.
Oh,
Quick.
that kid's in the cast. So
Yeah, that is true.
hopefully that gets cut though. But
And here's that segment of Kids Do Wrestling.
I think that's going to be a biased vote for everyone. Everyone whose kid's been involved and been asked the immortal question.
Yeah. Craig's kids won for me. They give all
I
sorts
didn't
of
even know-
answers. There were 6 of them, and they give loads of different answers. Some of them didn't care. Some of them because Shawn Michaels is a dick. There was a wide variety of answers from Craig. So shout out to you,
household.
Craig. There you go.
Oh.
Absolutely. That's the feud of the year. Craig's kids versus Shawn Michaels losing his smile.
We're doing better feuds now. I love
Whiskey.
it. I
Mark
love that
versus
feud.
Ahmed. Fantastic. Mark haven't done that. What we have done though is promos. So who, in your opinion, so far has cut the best promos across these 8 shows for me? And this is where I fit him in, boys. This is where I do it because I think he's been pretty solid all 4 shows when it comes to cutting a promo. He might be a bit of son of a bitch, a salty bastard. However, he's got a point. He's a Canadian hero. He is the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret Hitman Hart. Yeah, so Bret the Hitman Hart. Done.
So,
Go on, Mark, after you.
Go on, Mark.
After you.
I think it comes back to in terms of you've got a promo where it's one-on-one, you've got a promo where it's one person to camera, one person to one person, group to group, whatever. I'll go back to the Savage and DDP for me. DDP maybe in particular, maybe not so much a Macho Man as antagonist, even though he did help the situation. I think DDP really got himself over in the time that he had. Bar, which pay-per-view was it where he didn't know who he was facing? He was facing Buff Bagwell, wasn't it, at one point?
That's the one, yeah.
But
he was in the locker room and he was
Brawl.
losing his shit.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl when it was me and Gene booking him on the thing. I was like, no, it's him now.
Apart from that, I think everything he does with Savage is bang on, to be fair. And for me, DDP.
Okay.
See, this is a difficult one because the pay-per-views don't really do promos. So it is hard to pick someone. Just because of the consistency, and there's been a lot of them, I'd have to go Bret Hart. That's ultimate because he has done quite a few promos, and he was never known as a big promo guy.
So
but
Bret
he
Hart's
has
been
strong. He has been strong in this run.
Bret Hart's always been known as a bit of a boring promo guy, ain't he, as well?
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, 100%. He this is why him
says the right words, but
yeah.
There was just nothing behind them
Him-
back in the
him
day. He
as
started to add
WWF,
something.
and that's it. Him as WWF champion, 94, 95, 96, even 97. The promos weren't great up until now, really. And is that because he was a babyface and he gets to shoot a little bit more as a heel? I don't know. I just don't think he really, really pushed promos. It was all about his in-ring work, being the best wrestler. When he gets in that ring, he's gonna fucking deliver
No one's going to beat him.
great match and try and have the best match of the night.
it was his priorities, wasn't it? He always shown his talent in the ring. I'll talk with my moves, I'll talk with my holds, my actions, whatever. I don't need to talk. I'll do all the talking there.
I'm going to say the only other person, and it's because it's quite an infamous promo, I would have gone Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
But honestly, he decided to pop in, where's my smile gone? 1-800, find my smile. I mean, yeah, but it's got to be hard for me.
Okay.
Hard.
No, this next category is a little bit difficult because there isn't, unfortunately, at the beginning of 1997, a lot to choose from in terms of wrestling matches. But we're going to go with the women's, and we're just going to go. It could be that one wrestling match that we've seen so far, or it could be someone from an outside manager point of view. Whoever you want to pick. So I've gone with the Ninth Wonder of the World, China. I think she's had the most impact after debuting at Final Four to really help push Hunter Hearst Helmsley along.
So I would go purely based on in-ring, and I was well impressed with the match. There hasn't been many, like you said, so it's quite hard to choose from in terms of these have been on a good run or whatever, because really they haven't really had any runs, either of them, in either promotion. But mine would have to be Medusa, Alundra Blaze. I really enjoyed that match. I thought she stood out. I said it when we reviewed it. It was one of my favourite matches of the night. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Reminded me a lot of like Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
Pre-Charlotte Flair, obviously.
Pre-Charlotte Flair.
Pre-Charlotte Flair.
Before she became Charlotte Flair. Pre-Charlotte Flair.
Pre-Charlotte Flair. Bit of pre-com going on. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So let me just put on my pre-Charlotte Flair before we get ready. Yeah, at this point it is difficult because there's a lack at the moment, but it is going to get a bit easier. But I've got to go pure because of the in-ring. I've got to go with Alundra.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll see more as it comes through the year.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So we're on to our last two main categories before we deliver the match of the year so far. So we're going to go with the tag team. This one was a little bit more difficult for me to pick, I think, because the quality of tag teams in both promotions have not been really good. There's been a couple of standout performers, and I'm looking at this and I might change my answer. I am going to change my answer. I'm going to go with Harlem Heat.
Okay. Before you tell us why Harlem Heat, who was original answer? Who was your
Outsiders.
Okay.
But on reflection, looking back at the shit that they've had to work with, and what they've been able to get out of those matches, they've done extremely well. And even in that Four Corners match, that definitely wasn't a fatal four-way match. It was definitely a tag team match. That they were outstanding in it too. So I've gone with Harlem Heat.
Okay.
I've changed my mind on the fly. I like that. What a guy.
That's what you do at the Larrys.
This is the Larrys.
I think I've gone with a team that I think have told a good story. They've got a lot of TV time. They've got a lot of. It seems like they're going somewhere. Hindsight, they are, but from what we've seen, not had the greatest matches, but I think the way they've told the story has been really, really good. I have to go with Bulldog and Owen.
Solid.
Nice. For me, tag team of the year so far, two lads from Michigan, Rick and Scott, the Steiners. They've had just an odd run, but you've seen them in the ring, you know, two things are going to happen. One, you get a pretty good match out of them. And secondly, someone's going to die. Think of Sold Out when Virgil took that DDT, that Doomsday DDT.
Some would say that's some solid math by you.
Some would say one of them was working as a restaurateur nowadays, and I can appreciate that. Now, but in all honesty, anytime I've heard Rick and Scott on the show, I was a happy man. Especially that backstage skit, which took him 2 times to do, and Scott's fighting off the police, blinded by...
Ricky!
That just triggered like some No Terry stuff for me. So
you sounded like Bianca on EastEnders then.
That's exactly what he sounded like. Ricky! Like someone's on the floor spraying his eyes. But he ain't going anywhere. There's 6 people on him and he's still...
Doug Dillinger is just like, well, this is what you get for shitting in my
still
bag.
felt to spray his face,
It was out of order, that was. Okay. So, Steiner Brothers, that's a solid 3-way tag team match that we've just booked there. So quite happy with that.
Unfortunately, the only reason it wasn't New Age Outlaws because technically they hadn't teamed yet. Otherwise, you knew that would be the answer for Mark.
We'll get there.
End my days. Get hard on the
Ooh,
go.
rockabilly. Throwing the music together.
Oh, rockabilly, man. Oh, wow. Okay. That, I mean, it's one showing. That could have got in the worst gimmick of the year, to be fair. So we're on to the wrestler of the year. So this obviously is the most prestigious single Larry award that we can give out. We're talking about 1997, and when I look back at 8 shows, I have to go with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I have to. He's been incredible in every single segment that he's done. He's, realistically, he's main evented all 4 for me. Even though his position on the card might not have been the main event, he has main evented all 4 for me for the World Wrestling Federation. So Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Okay.
I totally agree, based on everything that you've said.
Yeah.
He had a Rumble, even though he technically won the Rumble, but he didn't win the Rumble, and
still in history books as the winner of the 1997 Royal Rumble.
And obviously that sets up a feud. Bret Hart and the Undertaker was involved, and Bret Hart again, and he's getting this attitude, and like I said, everything that he touched at this point, he's basically he just woke up one day and thought,
Sean who?
Yeah, like fuck you know what I mean? There's a spot here. Let's sort it.
Also, I think he works for NASA because everything he's touched, he slapped a rocket on the back of it and it's sent. So
that's true.
There's nobody else that I can even think is close. WCW, no. What am I going to say? Hogan. He's had like the anti-version of this.
You got Hogan, you got Piper, who's at the top, getting in and out of title shots. The Giant in and out of title shots. This is what you look at. You're looking at Wrestler of the Year. It has to be your main event, surely. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but that's where most of the TV time goes. That's where most of the posters go towards. That's your guy, ain't it? That's your guy there. So you would have to think of that, really. It has to be somebody really outstanding in a mid-carder to be Wrestler of the Year. Because it's like the striker. The striker of a football match always gets the praise, always the star.
Golden boots.
Yeah, that Ballon d'Ors, all that sort of stuff.
All of it.
It's all evolved around the scorer, the person whose name's on the card, etc. So it has to be a main eventer, and there's nobody else who is that.
Really isn't. Not at this point, at least. No one stepped up either.
Hogan don't show for some shows. Flair's like.
Sting's gonna have his chance.
Sting's gone.
Sting's pissing about in the rafters.
Yeah,
literally.
Sting can't find the ladder to get down. He's literally stuck up every single rafter. How did he get up here?
He's ducking Phineas. and that hurts me to say that.
Wow. He compared them himself. Did you hear that, Mark?
Yeah.
This is good. I
love
this.
that he's coming to terms with the fact that, because he's put them both in a sentence now. He's coming to terms with the fact of that now. So I love it.
I've been to counselling and they made me realise that it wasn't healthy to have such strong.
Imagine you're counselling, you'd be like Kane when he did that little skit.
What, him and Daniel Bryan?
Yeah. And
you know
like,
what?
I have an unhealthy relationship with fire.
And I have, for some reason, I have electrocuted the testicles of many people, and I have a deep hatred for no reason whatsoever of the baseball player Pete Rose.
Pete Rose, what a legend.
I think we need to watch that later. Just watch that entire.
I love
that promo is amazing by Kane. Him going through his kayfabe history.
So we're on to the final award of the Larrys. So remember, this is a check-in. This isn't the winner of the awards, but there will be. Yeah. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to run through the matches that we've rated the highest on each card as a collective group. And the highest rated match will be our winner for this period that we've reviewed. Okay. So in January, the two pay-per-views that sold out, the match of the night was Eddie Guerrero versus Six, which was a ladder match for the United States Championship, right? Yeah. The Royal Rumble was, in fact, the Royal Rumble match. In February, Super Brawl was Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Jericho. At Final Four, it was the Final Four main event itself. So Vader, Taker, Austin, and Brett for the World Wrestling Federation title. In March, at Uncensored, we had Dean Malenko versus Eddie Guerrero. At WrestleMania 13, we had Brett versus Austin in the submission match. And in April, at Spring Stampede, we had Diamond Dallas Page versus Macho Man Randy Savage. And at Revenge of the Taker, top-rated match was The Undertaker versus Mankind. So they're the nominees. What do you think, just based on the nominees that I've read out so far, the quality of the matches that we've called out?
Eddie Guerrero appears quite a few, in three of them. That says a lot.
Some would say new sensation.
I'm going to say, but I think as well, like if you look at on the WWF side, who's more or less appeared in every one of those matches that we've all overlooked in a way? Taker was in the Rumble, Final Four. He was in
Taker and Austin side by side, isn't it?
Yeah. And we've all overlooked him, which is sort of a weird one, but some good matches there, though.
Yeah.
And it's nice that we've got a bit of a mix of the matches as well. It's not just all main events.
I've got a favourite three.
Okay, Mark, go with your three.
I've got DDP Savage. Obviously, I've talked about that.
You've written a book on that by now, haven't you?
Yeah. I've got Austin and Bret Hart, WrestleMania. Yeah. And I've got Undertaker, Mankind.
It's a solid top three. Don?
I'm going Austin Hart. The submission match, because like I said, when we watched it, it was the first time I watched it, it blew me the fuck away. And it was genuinely like, holy shit, why have I never watched this match before? Guerrero Malenko. It was the same thing, but in a different way. I was blown away just by how good these two guys were and how clean they worked together. If I had to throw a third, I'd say the Fatal Four main event.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you, Don, with those. Savage and DDP, you had to sort me up quite a lot, if I remember rightly, Mark, to get that rate, to get it rated higher.
What?
He's
The
kicking
screamer
off.
trying to strangle you.
Technical difficulties, fantastic technical difficulties. So yeah, if I remember rightly, you talked me up quite a bit to get it above another match that was on that card. I can't remember what that match now was. Obviously, Savage and DDP was the main event. But yeah, Malenko Eddie, Brett and Austin, final four probably pips it over Undertaker Mankind just for me. Your internet connection is unstable. And yes, so the one that stood out from all three of us, without question, without doubt, was the one that we've rated the highest, which is, of course, WrestleMania 13, Bret the Hitman Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, with our mate Ken Shamrock as special guest referee in a submission match. So Bret and Austin is high at a starting point. There's got to be something special to beat this now for the rest of the year.
What did we rate it? Did this get 5 stars, or were we just shy of a 5-star on this?
So as a collective group, we rated that match 4.6 stars.
Fuck. So there were some 5s in that, if I remember.
Oh, there was definitely a 5 from me, let's be honest.
Of course there was.
Of course there was. Of course there was.
Yeah, there is going to be it is going to take something magnificent to beat that.
Absolutely.
I think you both rated it 5 down, yeah, and I put 4.5.
So it probably, that sounds right. That sounds right. But that's it for the Larrys. So this is our checking point after 4 months of watching 1997. You've been along the ride with us. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you agree with our selections, if you'd pick other people, if you've been watching along the pay-per-views with us. It's a great time to be alive for wrestling fans in the Attitude Era with Monday Night Wars and obviously these pay-per-views to refer to. But for now, we'll see you next time. But
if there's been any categories you think we've missed, let us know.
That would help.
Because I would have said maybe a manager. We haven't done a managers. That was the one I was going to suggest.
Well, you see, dickhead, when I send you a photo of all the categories and you look through them and then you fucking don't go, oh, do you know what's
I've just thought about it now.
You're fucking
every fucking answer that you've had.
He's making me think you're going, shit, I forgot that one.
Well, yeah, I've missed
Sonny
it.
Ono. I'm just saying it now.
100%.
Sonny Ono.
Sonny
Ono.
Oh, yes. Sable for one reason and Paul Bearer for another reason.
It's because of Paul Bearer's tits, ain't it?
In fact, Marlena for one reason, Sable for another reason. Sorry, Paul Bearer for another reason. That's the one. On that note, I've been Rob Campbell alongside.
I am jobber number 2, Martin Allen.
I've been Daniel disrupting the flow of the Larry's cornfield.
Hey. Vicky, where the fuck is Vicky?